Nintopics Podcast, all things Nintendo. Yeah!
Hi, guys.
Welcome to
In a world.
That was totally it. That was totally how he sounded.
The Legend of Zelda movie now exists
Legend of
in
Zelda
this timeline.
It does. Crazy
Now-
to think about. Crazy.
in production by Sony Entertainment presents Link.
You're pretty good at that.
Yeah!
Zelda.
Don't forget to bring back some bread.
Link, come save me! Stop fishing!
A lonely Korok.
He needs to reach his friend.
Did someone say Korok?
He reached his friend.
And Sylvester Stallone as the Great Dick Tree. Hey, we did it!
I don't got one. Sorry.
We did it!
Stella. Wait. Yeah, that was Sylvester.
So, Adrian, we did it! Wait. Link, we defeated Ganon! And that was our Zelda intro, guys. Welcome to the Nintopics Podcast.
Nintopics Podcast. All things Nintendo.
Live Nintopics Podcast here at the Odyssey.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So welcome to the Nintopics Podcast. It is episode something. And we are here talking about the latest and greatest news inside the world of Nintendo. Don't know if you guys know this news already, but this is the first time you're hearing about it, they're making a Zelda movie.
Yes.
They are making a Zelda movie. I think Miyamoto hijacked Nintendo's account for 2 seconds, and they're like, "Hey guys, this is Miyamoto." Looking at we're making a Zelda movie, and I can see just Miyamoto running down the hallways on the Nintendo headquarters with the phone, like, "Miyamoto, stop! It's not time yet." And he's like, "No, I want to do it now."
Miyamoto does what he wants.
Right. And so we got an announcement, which is, I don't know. I got teary. I literally got teary when I read that. I'm like, okay, we've been talking about this rumors and all that stuff, but literally hearing it from Nintendo themselves, Miyamoto himself saying, "Hello, I'm making a movie, and we're talking, and not just any movie. We're working with a crazy producer, and we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, that's the podcast today. Hi guys. Anyway, I want to get to our cast today, introducing the one, the only true highly in the kingdom right now, Joycey J. How are you doing, Joycey?
Man, you already know how I'm feeling. You already know how I'm feeling.
You got the cup of coffee?
Oh gosh. Oh yes, and also our other co-host, my red cup of coffee.
There you go.
Drink decaf, y'all. It's good for you. It's better for you. Especially when you put a whole bunch of like creamer and sugar in it. Okay, anyway. Just a real quick, little couple tidbits. I know we got some Switch 2 questions in the chat already. We are going to definitely try to get to those, but we are extremely hype about this Zelda movie. So please hold on to those questions. We are going to try to get to those a little bit more towards the end. But we see you, chat. We see you. You are seen. You are welcome. We are glad you are here to hang out with us. And I have a very long Zelda rant ready. So I hope you have your snacks and your water. And really quick, there is a little bit of Splatoon. I gotta keep y'all up to date a little bit on Splatoon. We're having another Splatfest, and it is going to be on November the 18th. Yeah. And it's going to be, the theme is, what's your go-to greeting? And the choices are handshake, fist bump, or hugs.
I'll take the hug.
I like hugs too. I like hugs.
I like
hugs.
Hugs
are healthy for you.
Yeah,
and that is true. They're better than coffee.
They're therapeutic. They relieve stress. Hugs are good.
Better than coffee.
Better than coffee. And take it over, Vandy. 3.
Hello.
3.
Yes, tis I, Vandy323. Shocked. I'm not gonna lie that they've already announcing a Zelda movie. Also shocked it's live action. I'm not gonna lie. We can get into that a little bit later. I thought they were gonna take the same route as Mario, but
yeah.
I'm honestly very excited. I know I'm not like the Zelda person here on the podcast, but do love me some Zelda. Have a lot of Zelda love. Been playing it since I was a kid. Ocarina of Time is my first one. Absolutely freaking love it. And so I'm really excited to see what they do. There's so many, there's just so many question marks that we can speculate all we want to, but I'm really excited for as we get closer and closer to release, like the more and more we kind of learn about it. And so I'm really excited because I am a massive Zelda fan. So
yeah, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Well, just like Joycey J stated towards the end, we're going to be doing a Q&A. Okay, so make sure you get your questions ready. If you have your questions already on the chat, keep them close to you because we're going to go over them. We're going to answer your questions today. Promise. And well, the topic for today is of course the Legend of Zelda movie. And then right before we get deep into the topic, right, I'm going to go ahead and recap what is happening and then introduce who is making the movie, what this person has done. That way, you guys have a little bit of background, feel a little bit better of what's happening, right? So yesterday, we were all minding our own business. It was just kind of evening-ish, right? Was it evening-ish or it was like day-ish? I don't remember.
For me, it was afternoonish.
Okay, yeah. So basically, it was like more like morning gone. It's time to go into the afternoon and kind of settle down a little more. And all of a sudden, a cloud came over and started shooting thunders everywhere. And his name is Miyamoto. He went on Twitter and let us know that they were making a Zelda movie, right? And that he mentioned his friend and him have been planning this movie for a long time. So while we were speculating whether it will be animated or live action, Miyamoto already knew from the get-go. No. This is gonna be live action. Okay. And then I want to tell you guys about who he was talking about when he mentioned in his tweet that he was talking to this person about the movie. His name is Avi Arad. Okay. Now, who is Avi Arad? He's a film producer and CEO of Marvel Entertainment. CEO of Marvel Entertainment. Yes, my friends, Zelda is entering the MCU. So he produced dozens of films, including the X-Men original trilogy, Daredevil, Hulk, Elektra, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man with the crying guy. What's his name?
Andrew Garfield.
And then the other one, the crying one.
It's not Tom Holland.
Not Tom Holland.
Oh my God,
Andrew.
I have no clue.
How can we forget?
No. What the frick is his name? Is he gonna kill me? Oh my gosh, what is his name?
Oh wow, that's
Toby Maguire.
Toby Maguire.
There we go.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
I feel like I should have known that.
That was gonna
right.
That was gonna kill me. Oh.
So the Ghost Rider, Tim Story.
We'll edit it out.
Spider-Man film. Now, and not only that, but he's also been working in the current Spider-Man films, and every single Spider-Man film being made, including Into the Spider-Verse and the sequel to it. So every single Spider-Man that has released in the last 10 years, this man has been a part of it. Okay. And so he is now, Miyamoto's best friend now, and they're working on The Legend of Zelda, the movie. They've actually added now the movie to his IMDb page, which is really cool. I'm going to go into it right now. And he's also working on other movies related to video games. He's also working on Borderlands, the movie, and Metal Gear Solid, the movie. Okay. And so his next 5 movies is The Legend of Zelda. Actually, the Sinister Six. Okay, that's a Spider-Man movie. The Legend of Zelda, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is the third part from Into the Spider-Verse, Metal Gear Solid, Kraven the Hunter, Borderlands, and an untitled Venom sequel. So those are his next movies, and Zelda is right in there in between all those movies here. So even looking at his IMDb, you can kind of put where Zelda might be, and I'm guessing it's going to be around 2025.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's a lot of movies here, and Zelda doesn't have a release date, but according to where it's located on his chart there, and so this is the Marvel CEO is in charge of that. The director of The Legend of Zelda, this guy has a lot on his shoulder. He's the one his vision will be in the movie, okay, and so. He is the director of Maze Runner, the series. If you guys haven't seen it, Maze Runner,
so good.
Yeah, Maze Runner is really, really good. Let's see, The Emotional Life of Early Moments Matter. Let me look here at his little IMDb thing here to see what he's worked on. Star Trek. A lot of Star Trek stuff.
Big Star Trek guy.
Yeah, so that we know what that means, right? He's a geek. So he is
one of us.
yeah, so he story and lore and fidelity to the source material matters to him. That's what geeks are known for. We're known for that. We it matters.
Mhm.
Stay close to the source material without getting too far from it, right? And so that also tells us a little bit about. He also worked on Aliens. Interesting. The War.
He's got an arsenal of good
Pirate
things.
Master. The Making of Man of Fire. There's a lot of stuff here. But that is the director. The director of the movie his name is Wes Ball. Okay. Let's see here, and then we have one more piece of information from before we jump into the thingy. Come on. And the writer. Okay, this is the most important, the most important person.
Yes.
Besides the director, the writer. Excuse me. His name is Derek Cannelly. Let's see what he has written, because this gives us a little glimpse about what we should be looking forward to. Okay, so what he has written in the past. So all of the Jurassic Park movies with Chris Pratt. Okay, so he's a Pratt fan. Safety not guaranteed. Let's see here. Yeah, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker. I guess that wasn't a great one. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. So he was a writer on that one. That's a good one.
W.
Yep. So Jurassic Park, Fallen Kingdom, Kong Skull Island, which was another awesome movie. Monster Trucks. I'm not sure that one. Lego Jurassic Park. Lego. A lot of Lego stuff here. Hold on.
Hey, don't sleep on the Lego movies.
I've heard they're very good.
They are the Lego movie.
I like it. I like
good.
It. Yeah, they're good. Gary Under Crisis, and yeah, he has Zelda on his thing now, and so yeah, so he has pretty good experience in writing movies that have been good, and I think he won an Academy Award or something like that too. So he's a winner in his own right as well. So that is Derek Connolly is the person who will pen down every word that Link will speak. Yes, Link will speak. For all of you out there who are saying they better not make Link speak, yes, Link will speak. So now that you guys have a little bit about background information on the movie, who's making it, Sony is basically Nintendo, Miyamoto, and Sony are actually producing the movie financially. Okay, so Miyamoto, Nintendo, and Sony, they're all three companies are actually financially supporting the movie. Okay, and so Sony will be in charge of distributing the movie as well as making it. So it's in good hands. It's in really good hands. And yeah, it was a little departure from what everybody thought which was Universal, right? Even My Better Time to Shine a while back, the leaker said, "Oh, Universal is making a live action movie." He got the live action part right, but the Universal part, so he could have been making up the whole thing. So anyway, before I jump into the lore, Joey C, I want to kick it to Vandy because I know Joey.
Yeah. Please do, because I want y'all to be able to get out all your words, because I have lots of sentences and thoughts and
yeah. And so I want to get to Vandy. First impressions, and what do you expect about this movie? Where do you see this going?
Yeah. So first impressions. First one was just kind of shock that we're getting it this soon. We're getting it this early. They've already announced it. Obviously, a lot of people were just kind of wanting it after the Mario Bros. And it's like, where are people going to go with this? And I feel like Zelda should have been the next one. But I thought, as they make more like Nintendo movies, they were all going to be animated, like the Mario one.
Yeah.
Did I think they were going to all come together in some Marvel cinematic thing? But for Nintendo, like, long shot, but maybe. But now that this is live action, obviously that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I am very curious as to why it is live action, because I feel like it would have been a whole lot safer just to make it an animated. I feel like a lot more. I don't want to say more because I'm very just neutral about the fact that it's live action and it's not animated.
I have an answer for that.
Yeah.
But I'm just very curious as to why they didn't go the animated route, because I feel like they could have just potentially done more. Because if they don't get the casting right for this, I don't care how good the writing is, people are going to be ticked off. And I'm not going to say I'm one of them, but I'm going to be ticked off. But I feel like the casting is going to make or break this, because I don't see them writing anything bad. Like I don't see the writing of the movie to personally tick me off, even though I know all of the lore of Zelda. I do. I know at least the good chunk of it, the 3 storylines and stuff. But with like the team that they've kind of gathered and the fact that this is Sony, that this is a lot of really experienced people, I don't see the writing and the directing to be what potentially makes this movie poor. I think it'll be the casting. You saw the uproar when people saw Chris Pratt just voicing the dude, not even his face, just the voice of him.
Yeah.
So now imagine the uproar when they finally announced Link. Hear Link's actual, like a voice, words, not like an actual word and words and sentences and logic, and not just and then humming and singing. Like this is going to be like the first time Link genuinely says words in a massive movie played by a real human being.
Yeah.
If people are ticked off that Chris Pratt voiced an Italian dude, like the uproar is going to be insane. Could it turn around when the movie finally releases, kind of like they did with Chris Pratt? Yes.
Yeah.
But the casting for me is what is going to make or break this movie, because it's going to be written beautifully. And I don't see any action or animation being a problem. We are in 2023. It is crazy the things that we could do with CGI, even in a real life movie. And this is also Sony. This is Marvel. They are the best of the best when it comes to action. And so I'm so unbelievably excited and nervous as we get closer to this movie to see who they cast. I actually talked to my chat about who we wanted to play some of these people. The only one human being that I think would be perfect for this movie, and ironically, she voiced Peach, was Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
I think she would be a perfect Zelda. I do not want to even think about who's going to play Link. Obviously everyone is saying the same person. Tom Holland. I have neutral. Don't know.
It just depends on the yeah.
No idea. Ganondorf, no idea. If he's even in the movie. Oh my goodness.
I have Ganondorf. I'm making a video right now on my cast of my Dreamcast for the movie. Dreamcast is the system. I got Ganon casted. I've had him casted for a while. So I know an actor who has the nose. Yeah. So the nose. They got the nose. nose. Ganon's nose is nothing to play with.
It's sharp, man. Like that's the second weapon he has. I feel like not many people talk about it.
That's where all of his intelligence is. Yeah.
his brain cells are in there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. So like obviously I am excited. I love Zelda. I'm the Pokemon guy here on this channel, but like absolutely love Zelda. I have beaten 99% of all Zelda games. I have gotten sucked into so many Zelda games. I literally have a replica Master Sword. I am looking directly at it. I'm holding a Korok. Like it is a massive part of my life. It has been since Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
But I am a little nervous about some of the things, and I'm very nervous about the uproar that we are ultimately going to get.
It's already happening.
Like the moment anything happened, like, the uproar is already like, why are you making a live action? The one thing we know about the movie is that it's happening. It's live action. People are mad it's live action.
I mean, would have there been an uproar and they would announce Universal animated Illumination? Yes.
Yes. I feel like it would have been lower because they did Mario, and Mario was awesome.
Yeah, there would have been at least a sense of some minor confidence. Yeah,
it would have been safety. It would have been like, as you know,
I agree.
We know what they can do with Mario. We know that they're really good at what they do. We know they can bring us a movie based on a video game that we love. Didn't have anything really to do with any games we've ever seen, but it just had different pieces of different things in the Mario world that they kind of put together and they wrote their own story. And so I feel like people probably would have been a little bit upset just because, again, they're like, who's going to be voicing who? But I feel like the uproar is going to be a lot more because, like, you know, it's going to be hard to play a character that you've only seen in a video game that has never said a word.
Yeah. Technically not
audibly to us, at least.
Yeah.
Audibly, maybe, you know, he's probably a lot up here. He's like, oh,
yes,
here we go again. She's gone.
And also,
my God.
And also it's the game. Yeah.
So,
yeah, but I agree. I mean, that is super interesting. And that's a point I have not thought about before. So very good points there. Let me go ahead and give you my 2 cents before I pass it on to Joycey. So, well, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, right? And when it comes to this movie, right? It's all shocked that it's going to be live action, but again, I don't know. I'm just more excited of the announcement of the Legend of Zelda movie than whatever it is, live action or animated. I just got so excited at the moment when I heard it. I teared up. I'm like, wow, it's happening. This is happening.
What were you doing? What were you doing when you heard the news?
I was editing.
I would like both of y'all to answer.
I was editing a video and I got my little tling, and it was you. You told me you were the one who actually said something, and I'm like, no. I followed back the link to make sure it wasn't a prank or anything like that, and I stood.
I wouldn't do that to you. Not with no.
Yeah, I stood there and I looked at the post for a little bit. I that's what I did. I'm like, is this real?
I understand.
It hit hard. It like that's Miyamoto. This is Nintendo account. This is a Japanese account. And then I can't going back until I found the full article. I'm like, what? Christmas has arrived early. Here. You know,
Nintendo did this for me. not for y'all. They did it for me.
I got to give props to Jeff Grubb, who said there was going to be a Zelda announcement not related to a game. Okay, and so Zelda announcement not related to a game. He said it like I think in June.
We talked about that a bit ago.
Yeah. So props to Jeff Grubb. You got that. You got your sources right and everything. It's no remake like we were all speculating or like that. This is bigger to me than a remake. This is I know we're gonna get games. I know that's a given. Games are coming because systems are always coming, but this was just like it's not a slap in the face. It's like just like a huge it's like a huge giant amazing hug from Nintendo towards fans. So I'm happy. Thank you, Joycey, for sharing that. Because
I tagged you guys. I wanted to tag all of you, but I mean I was running out of space. But I was just so excited. Y'all, I called my parents and woke my dad up from a nap, and my mom was just like, oh, well, that's really good. You like the Zelda. And I'm like, Mama, stop showing your age. But I called my favorite cousin who she's a mini gamer. She's a gamer junior.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she likes a lot of online. She's a bit bigger Mario fan, but she knows how big I am in Zelda. Vandy, what were you doing?
So I think I was also either editing or taking a break from it. And I saw a couple of things on Twitter and then like probably 300 like retweets of people. And then Lynn's FaceTime me and was like, did you hear the news? I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm not going to know anything about it, but I'll see it with you. And I was like, let's go.
She's going to be perfect to talk to after the movie because that's going to be perfect.
We want her to be like, as someone who knows nothing about the lore of Zelda besides Link, Zelda, Ganondorf, sword, like, what did you think?
Yeah.
And again, like, I will be shocked if they go into like this deep lore filled. Like, I don't think they're gonna do that. This is gonna be an all audience type of thing.
Exactly, and that's what basically what we're talking about with the friend of mine that he was like, he's a storyboard artist. He creates storyboard for animated movies. So he was like, they're gonna rip this apart and they're gonna build it from the ground up and they're gonna just simplify for the general audience and just create a beautiful story. And I'm like, and I told him like, is it kind of like Lord of the Rings? You think Hobbit, like the visuals? Like, oh yeah, they're gonna go that way. They're gonna go big visuals. They're gonna go I mean, if there's dragons, they're gonna be big dragons in there. They're gonna try to incorporate everything from the actual series into a movie. That way, people who are used to the series can find something they can relate to. But when it comes to the story wise, they're gonna keep it simple. Moving forward, they're gonna introduce the characters very well, and then at the end of the movie, what they want is that anybody who has never learned anything about Zelda, the game, knows enough that they want to go pick up the game, and they continue and learn more about that. So, and he said, don't be surprised if they just pick the trilogy, because it's that type of medieval type of fantasy world where people want to keep digging into, and it'll develop a huge fan base with a whole bunch of crazy things. If there's a fan base now, people are more are crazier with actual cinematic, big giant medieval pictures where they can actually do they dress up like them or do these costumes like crazy, and and so there's the music behind it. I just can't wait to hear that Zelda theme and that, I mean, so it's gonna be big, and my expectations are literally past the moon, past Saturn. I think it's past the sun at this point for the movie.
That's scary, man.
I love because I mean I'm looking at I'm a big fan of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
and what they did with those movies like years back ago. I mean,
Lord of the Rings, I think, is about 20 something years old now.
Yeah. And
which is wild.
What they did with the movie was just incredible. So I can only imagine what they're gonna do with the Legend of Zelda, right? And so with this, let's pass it on to Joycey. Joycey,
I got notes. Okay, so first of all, I got to tell you, I was at work yesterday.
Wow.
And yeah, I know. I was off today. I was good today. I actually took my day off. I slept in. Okay. But I do work a lot. Boyfriend works a lot. We got goals. So anywho, so I was at work, and part of my job is I talk to a lot of our new hires and everything, and help them and how to use the system, because we have the world's most oldest system. It's ancient, it's prehistoric, it's ridiculous. So anyway, so I'm talking to them, and they're like, well, Joyce, what does this coverage do? What does that coverage do? I'm an insurance agent, for those who don't know. And I'm just like, yeah. So when it comes to technology, errors, and emissions, what you want to understand is, oh my God, The Legend of Zelda is getting a live action movie. And she's like, what? And I said, anyway, let me explain how errors and emissions work. And then my voice is shaking like the entire time. And then, then she's like laughing at me. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, are you talking about a video game? And I'm like, this Legend of Zelda has been my favorite game since I was a little girl. And we're finally getting a live action movie. You have no idea how excited I am. And I want to get off this phone so I can go cry in a corner. And she's like, you want to call me back? And I said, I think I need a minute. I'm going to call you back. So that's how I found out. And that's when I started tweeting everybody.
That's crazy though, because I'm like, I can picture I don't know if it was Family Guy in one episode where they found out something, because they were making fun of the old movies where somebody found out something really cool. They ran straight home, like ran completely home and told the whole neighborhood, hey, this is happening, or the war's over. Keep running home.
That's based on, I think it was like way back in like the late 1800s, where there was a guy who was so excited that the war was over, he ran straight off of pure adrenaline. And I think it was like 15 miles or something, didn't stop, and
just kept announcing the war's over.
And exactly. And when he got to town, he announced that the war was over. He literally dropped it.
What?
Pure overexertion.
Wow.
It was like a crazy amount of miles. I'll look it up because I think
that was his moment, his destiny, right? Just
we all God got a plan for all of us.
They're making the Zelda. That's all the way home. What,
so here we go. A lot of things that you guys have already brought up are things that the uproar is already upon us. It's happening. It's going to get very unfun. Hence why I'm so glad that we're all together and I can have fun with you guys, because you understand why this is exciting. And you know, first of all, everybody calm down. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared about whatsoever. Okay, calm down.
They're starting a petition to Vanny to play Link and Lens to play Zelda.
Yeah, that's
you know what?
Community member Thomas. He said that to me too.
You know what? That
I
might
see
work.
it. I can see it.
I can see that. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll work on that. We'll get Paul to ask Miyamoto.
As long as they let me play Beetle, I'll be fine. I'll be playing Beetle.
I just want to be an extra. Actually, no, I just want them like, please use my script, and then we can just move production along because I'm already done.
Yeah.
Anywho, seriously. So one of the biggest debates and one of the biggest concerns is that it's live action. And I know many people wanted, if I can get this to stay on my dang on screen, good Lord. Many people really wanted animation. I totally get it, because that's kind of what we're used to seeing. I did at one point consider, well, maybe we can do animation and then eventually we'll have the big Smash Bros game after we do a Metroid movie and we do a Kirby movie and we do a Splatoon movie and everything. But I'm happy with the way they did it. But let me kind of explain why I think they did it this way. Mario is the baby of the family, of the Nintendo family, as Mike has always said. Yep. Zelda's kind of the little darling. Okay. So they test, Mario's the test, because Mario's safe no matter what. If a game bombs, if a movie bombs, that's probably not necessarily the end of Mario. Okay. So Mario was the test. We already got our animated film. And even though all the controversy about Chris Pratt, they can't do this and they can't do that, movie made over $1 billion, right? So obviously, nothing to really worry about. I think it's second after Frozen 2, which is, first of all, if you can even beat the Frozen movies, I mean, kudos on you.
Didn't they already beat it? I think they beat it already, because it came back.
Not Frozen 2.
It came back as the sing along.
What sing? Huh?
Oh, it did.
The Mario movie.
Oh, really?
Yep.
They did it as the worldwide opening. So it did beat the opening, but I don't know if it's the biggest overall. Oh, just kidding. So your Mario movie beats Frozen 2. Yep.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, the other day, a few days ago, it wasn't. So I'm glad that the point is that once you start getting into $1 billion and you start getting that kind of respect, that's what Nintendo wants to see. And the fact that, a lot of us saw it like 20 times, that helped. That was the test, because you can do that with Mario. And we already tried the live action Mario movie, right? That's not how Mario is seen. That's not what's fun about him.
Oh, yeah.
And that movie was supposed to be joy on a stick. Like that's how I describe Mario. It's just pure joy. Zelda is different. Zelda has a completely different vibe, a completely different tone. But Zelda, it is critically acclaimed. It is in the gamer world, even if you don't like Zelda, you know about it. You gotta respect it. And if you don't respect it, you're automatically a hater. It's okay if you don't like it, but if you don't even respect it, devs are still crying about how Ocarina of Time changed everything in the industry. There's still, one of the reasons I believe it's going to be a Game of the Year contender, a strong one, is because there's no other game like Tears of the Kingdom. Zelda kind of sets a standard. Okay. I know it's not graphics and it's not but Zelda sets a certain standard.
They do.
But that's the gamer world. Nintendo wants to reach the entire world. The average person who doesn't really play games, doesn't really know much about it, is probably going to be like, isn't Zelda like that Nintendo thing? Doesn't that have something to do with Mario or something like that? Average person isn't really going to know that. And if they just see a really cool trailer of animation, they're just going to be like, oh, that looks cute. Maybe I'll take the kids to see that. Maybe not. Whatever. Live action is going to put butts in seats. That's why I believe they went that way, because we've been here before, guys. Why was I about to call you Link? Like, I know your name.
You never know.
I mean, good point. You're right. You never know. But Mike, seriously, you brought it up earlier, Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
We know how, and I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan, but I respect it. I've seen enough clips and enough of to understand what it is and everything and why it's beautiful. It's not the first medieval big style movie. And then of course we had Harry Potter series and everything else, right? So this kind of magical medieval dragons in the sky, if they use dragons, Hylia, all this fun weird stuff that we see in Zelda, it can be done. History's already proven that. But that's why I think they went this way. And also Zelda has a little bit more of a serious tone. The other thing is, you have to understand about Zelda, it's different than the games. Nintendo wants their games to be for everybody, from from the second you can hold a controller until you leave this earth. They want to make sure that everyone has access to their games. It's really not necessarily appropriate for, in my opinion, for Nintendo to start coming out with rated M Zelda games.
Yeah.
How are you going to explain to your kids, your young kids, you can play all these Zelda games except these ones over here? And do we really want to see that in a Zelda game? No. We got plenty of rated M games that we can go to for all that. Movies are different because it's a different medium. It's a whole different way to reach a whole new audience. The Zelda fans, we're going to go no matter what it is. Here's some hot garbage. When just slap some Zelda on it, we're going to go. But to reach the mass audience, they're going to be able to get away with a PG-13 rating, and they're going to be able to make it edgy. I'm not saying a whole bunch of F-bombs and a whole bunch of gore. I'm not talking about that, guys. But edgy. We might get something where it's like, I can't believe Link said that. I can't believe this happened, or whatever. We've never seen that in the games. Well, actually, as adults, we have. You just don't really pay attention to it. We know exactly where Zelda lives and where Link lives in Tears of the Kingdom. But kids don't process that. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be able to bring out some of those more mature themes a little bit more. And the fan base as a whole, we've been begging for more mature themes, more, bigger, better story, stronger story, continuity in the story. Now we have a way to get that. Because I don't think the games are ever going to be what I dream of, which is we'll one day be able to connect all the dots and say, this is what happened. I have to let that dream go. I don't think that's ever going to happen. They're never going to do a game where we can finally say, this is why it all happened the way that it did. We're never going to get that. But a movie, you're kind of a little bit more forced into continuity if you want to reach the masses. So that's the other reason why I'm really glad that we're doing it this way. And I know a lot of people are really, really concerned about, who's going to play this person and who's going to play Link, who's going to play Zelda. Here's the thing, guys. And I feel a little bit bad that in 2023 that the celebrity culture, the pop culture that I grew up with is not the same. There was a time when your favorite celebrity's business was not all out on the streets and you feel like you have to make a moral decision whether to support them or not. And then, you don't ever know what's believable or what's not or anything like that. And I kind of hate that for everybody now. Because I grew up where if somebody had so much clout or was overhyped, it meant they were good at what they do. You saw every Denzel Washington movie. You saw every Tom Hanks movie. You saw every Leonardo DiCaprio movie because they're darn good actors. And even if it's not the greatest script, you at least are going to enjoy their performance. So I know a lot of people are really concerned about Tom Holland, Spidey playing Link. And I'm like, but is he good though? I'm
not concerned. And is he's good? He's fantastic to me. He's a phenomenal, incredible actor.
But I based a lot of this off of what I've seen several people say, like, oh, he's overhyped. They need to find
Spider-Man. It's because he's Spider-Man, but you have to see his performance in actually he has a movie in Apple TV or a series in Apple TV.
Doesn't he have like multiple personality disorder?
Yeah. That's actually another show. That's the second show.
That's another show.
There's 2 movies that he made up, 2 shows in Apple TV. And guys, those of you who are adults in the chat, I recommend it. It's a little strong, but the guy. Listen.
No, you're good. It went away, but you had.
Wait, did it come up and then left?
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
It came up, stayed for a bit, and then it went. Yeah.
Yes, it didn't freeze you this time, which I'm really excited about.
Okay. Anyway,
don't do it again. Don't do it again.
So
I need you here.
So I actually watched those movies after I watched Spider-Man. Right after the 3rd movie of Spider-Man, I'm like, I need to see what this guy's all about when it comes to his acting skills, because Spider-Man is just one direction thing, because he acts the same way. He's Spider-Man. He's a kid. He's in New York. He's in Brooklyn, and so the guy needs an Oscar like ASAP. His range of acting is just incredible for his age. Is just completely insane. And so
real quick, shout out to Nintendo Prime. Thank you for joining us this evening, brother. We know that you got your own.
Nate.
We know that you got your own podcast coming up, and eventually, if I ever let these people go, because I'm still talking, I'm still whining. No, but I'm sorry, Mike. I just wanted to make sure we shout out people. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so consider this the Nintendo Prime podcast pre-show. Anyway, Tom Holland. I the only thing that I would say maybe they will go a different route is depending on the story they want to tell and how old is Link in the story they want to tell, right? Because Tom Holland is getting pretty up there. He's already getting into his 30s, late 20s.
He's like 27.
27, 27. Depend. I mean, he's still young. But depending on they can always go use a child Link at one point, and we will see child Link. Obviously, we'll see child Link, and we'll probably see teenage Link, and we'll probably see adult Link at some point in the story if they want to go ahead. Yeah. If they want to kind of tell like a complete story and just introduce us to the characters so that they can continue to tell more stories. But when it comes to Tom Holland as this is all about Tom Holland, basically. When it comes to him as an actor, I think if they go with him,
then because I know people are saying, well, it would be better if they went with no names, and I'm like, I want somebody who's going to get the job done, because I want people to understand something. Yes, Link is technically a blank slate. Yes, he's quiet, meaning he's a silent protagonist, but he speaks to the people in the game. We as the player just don't hear him.
Yeah.
But we, over the years, whether we like it or not, we have breathed life into Link. We have made him much bigger than he ever was. We care about what happens to him. I've seen so many lore videos, like, who was his mother that dropped him off in the forest in Ocarina of Time, and and now he's being raised by a tree. And then if you really, really study Ocarina of Time, it's actually a very, very sad ending, because he can't go back to the forest because he's not Korkiri, and he's not a child any longer. He has no family. He's gotten sent back by Zelda.
I would love to see something that sort. I would love to see, at least they can bring, I don't know, like drop him off someone. Just give me a shadow of Link's parents, dropping him off like in a doorstep or something. Just something that right?
That's what I mean. That's part. That would be part of his person, and it would kind of actually give validity as to why maybe he's a quiet person. Because I love that, to have that understanding in Breath of the Wild. He's just so focused that and he keeps all of his emotions inside.
Yeah.
But we've made him so much bigger than just a character. He's not just an avatar. I mean, I always reference the reveal of Twilight Princess, even though they didn't know it was Twilight Princess at the time, but it was the E3 where they just showed just the bridge and Link is coming along on Epona, and all you could see is the back of the Hylian shield. People cried, cheered. It's still on YouTube if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It is. Link's bigger than even what I think Nintendo at one point really realized. So he has to have a personality. What are the basics of his personality? We know he's courageous and he has enough virtue, and he's like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, he's worthy of the Triforce of Courage all by himself without even holding on to it. So he's
without
winning.
any, he doesn't even ask for it. It's just
Yeah.
like, Link, you're gonna go do the thing, and he's like, okay.
But
I mean, imagine going to sleep and tomorrow you wake up and you just have to save the world because you're just the chosen one.
Yeah,
I mean, you can build off of that. So there's certain things that can go with that personality, and there's enough there to build him a personality. It totally makes sense.
Yeah.
So I want everybody to kind of like, people are just so worried.
Yeah.
This is not a cash grab for Nintendo.
No,
I want people to understand something. There are certain movies out there that are truly cash grabs and they take advantage of the audience. But with Nintendo, yes, they want your money. They want as much of your money as possible, but they're willing to earn it. They're willing to give you a good product to get it. They're not going to mess with Zelda like that.
Hopping on top of that real quick. What you said is people wanting a brand new face for Link. This is the problem with that. That if they bring a new actor, then they're making a movie only for us, the fans. Okay. If they bring in a known actor that can play the role well and already has a track record of really, really good movies that people can feel comfortable. Oh, I love this actor. He's in this movie. I'm gonna go watch his performance, just like you were mentioning with Tom Hanks and everyone else. Oh, I don't care if the movie's bad. I love that actor. I want to see.
Because Tom Hanks has done some bad movies, but I always love his performance.
Exactly. So what this does with the known actor is that they bring unknown people to the franchise and new fans of the actor, but people who don't know the franchise well, making them new fans of The Legend of Zelda. And I think that's what they want to do. That's what they did with the Mario movie. That's why they had all these stars in there, because the star power, what they did is attract fans of those particular actors. I love Jack Black. The guy is hilarious. I really, before Mario and everything, I love Jack Black. And the fact that he was in the movie, to me, made it, even more, right? He was like the most loved character when they announced the cast. The people was like crazy about that.
Peaches.
Yeah. He stole the show. Right? He stole the show.
I should have been nominated for Song of the Year. Fight me.
I was watching a clip of the other day with Jack Black. He was in this really poor little village, and then they brought him a wheelchair with this little girl sing. She can't move, but she was just singing Jack Black's songs, and then he sat down. He started singing to her. That was like the most. And what's your favorite song? She said Peaches. And he sung the entire song. I think it's on YouTube. He sung the entire song to her. It was just such a beautiful moment. You know what I mean? And people in that position can do that. Peaches did that. Let me bring in Mr. Paul Guild Network.
Oh,
hello, Paul. Talk to me, Paul.
Paul is kicking some butt.
Yeah. Paul, you're gonna have to rewind so you can listen to my whole Zelda movie rant. Actually, I want Paul to say something because I know he's going to start driving.
One moment.
Oh, one moment.
One moment. Sorry.
Okay, one moment. But anyway, so I'll just kind of wrap up a little bit here.
Yeah.
One thing I want everybody to think about if they're still a little concerned about live action or whatever this movie can bring. Remember that moment you first played Breath of the Wild. You first turned it on and you're in the cave and you're getting all the things and you're doing the stuff. And it's like, okay, how do I get out of this cave? And that first moment when you come out and you're over the cliff and you see all of Hyrule, imagine that just in real life. Yeah. Cinema can do that. Cinema can totally do that. And I think the cinematography is going to be gorgeous. Whoever they pick as the actor, I think it can go either way. I think I'm fine with somebody who's well known. I'm fine with somebody who is not known, as long as they can bring these characters truly to life. I think it's gonna work.
The movie needs somebody, at least, even if it's only the role of Zelda or the role of Link. They need star power in order to attract those who are not fans of The Legend of Zelda.
But the thing about it is, but you got to remember, Harry Potter didn't start out with well-known people, and it grew
Well, those were
massively.
books. Yeah, those are books. Those are like video games with.
Yeah, but it was the same thing. And Twilight did something similar. A lot of people knew Kristen Stewart, but they didn't know her. But it was kind of like this. We're the in crowd. Yay, we're doing the movies, and then it blew up. So that's why I could see it going both ways. There are people who have seen all the Harry Potter movies, haven't read any of the books. So I can see it working both ways. But I just want somebody who can act their butt off.
Oh, I think
I'm glad I'm at the end, so Paul can come in too. What? I'm sorry, Mandy. What?
I was gonna say the thing about like the Harry Potter is that like I think it's kind of hard to find star power when you're looking for very specific 11-year-olds. Like there's not well-known 11-year-olds that fit the description that J.K. Rowling gave, as in from like I remember there's an interview they actually wanted them to be from England, and they needed like this very shy boy. They needed this girl who could be very like strong and stout, and they needed a redhead, another boy, all around the same age, around like 11. Like Link could be, he's probably 17, 18 maybe. Like he could still be played by someone who's 25. They just shave him, give him a haircut, he looks 18. But like for star power, for Harry Potter, they're 11. But I kind of agree. I think they need even if it's someone who just plays Ganondorf, like even if Zelda and Link are unknown, but if they have that good bad guy, whoever they decide to do, if he's that good bad, like that is someone that can attract this audience of like, I didn't want to see it, I'll go see it for him, I'll go see it for her, I'll go see it for whoever. But I feel like a bunch of unknown people, it seems kind of safe because it's like first live action Nintendo game movie that we've had in forever. We don't want a Nintendo Tomorrow movie. And we need someone that can act. We know they know what they're doing. Kind of almost put like a serious tone to it, rather than just like, oh, it's like this game that Nintendo's a kid thing. Like that's not what Zelda is at all. But like some people might have that kind of expectation of, oh, Nintendo's this kid franchise. It's gonna be this kiddie movie, bunch of unknown actors. Like I don't really know if I want to go and see that. That's not my cup of tea. If they have like that banger couple of actors, like that's enough to get thousands more people to watch that movie, just because it's like if they're doing this movie, like
bring in Jack Black. Bring in Jack Black as Ganondorf.
Not as Ganondorf. Absolutely not. Can't take him seriously.
Real quick. I want the chat later on. I want or whenever we get a chance. Look up Joe Manganiello for Ganon. He's not big, but he was on True Blood. He's been in a few things. Sofia Vergara's now ex-husband.
I love Joe.
I know him. Yeah.
How do you first
of
all, he has the same name as my boyfriend. I'm like, how do you let all of that walk out the door, girlfriend? You are crazy. But anyway. Or for star power, we can do The Rock as Ganon, because I think if we work on his voice, get that gravel. Get a gravelly voice and make him stop being snarky and sarcastic.
Yeah, he had the bill for it too. He had the bill for Ganon.
He's huge.
Yeah, he has a bill for Ganon. So Paul Gill, now we're my friends.
Paul Gill. I'll be right back. I gotta go close my window, but I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Talk to me, Paul. Talk to me.
All right, so Paul, we're talking about Nintendo and the new announcement for the Mario movie, the Legend of Zelda movie live action, and we want to get your first. What's your first impression? Okay, so this is what we spoke about so far. So you can go ahead and then take it on and then continue. So we spoke about our first reaction to it, right? Then we talked about the director, the CEO of Marvel is I guess Miyamoto's best friend now, right? And his trick is all the movies. So basically all of the Marvel movies, and Zelda is part of the MCU. We kind of like joke at that, and so. The live action and what type of cast do you see them pursuing for this movie? So take it away.
Well, my first reaction, if I'm rewinding back to yesterday afternoon, I was so happy, and I couldn't be any happier. Like the rest of the day, I was just like, I was telling my wife, I was telling my kids, I was texting friends and stuff like that. Like, are you serious? This is the coolest news ever. It was just as good of a feeling as when they announced there's going to be a Mario movie, and now there's going to be a Zelda movie. No more speculation, no more rumors, no more rumblings, because I've heard little tidbits, but everything was a rumor. Everything was a speculation. There was nothing like 100% confirmed. So that feeling was so cool. When the Nintendo Japanese account starts off with "Hello, this is Shigeru Miyamoto," it's gonna be big. Like that's awesome.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm happy that Nintendo's heavily involved, that Mr. Miyamoto is on board, because that's Nintendo's baby, right up there with Mario. And Nintendo being a part of this means it's going to be a good quality product. Don't have a doubt there. Will every casting choice be everybody's favorite? Will some people have wished they did, animated, whether it's CG or cartoon Ghibli style with, hand-drawn animation or live action? It's not going to solve everyone's desires, but it's going to be a great movie. And I think that's reasonable to expect, because Nintendo is heavily involved. They're putting their money, 50% of it involved. They have someone who understands action and big budget films. They've got someone who's on the director's side, known mostly for the Maze Runner series, if I'm not mistaken. And Sony's handling the worldwide distribution rights, which I know with a lot of people that sounds like kind of a weird thing, but in this case, it's not like PlayStation's teaming up with Nintendo. It still is Sony at the end of the day. Yeah. But for folks worried that could Sony put their influence in it? I don't think that's going to be. This is a very different kind of developed film, but I really can't wait. I think that you could do a lot with PG, but probably my hope is PG-13. Yeah. Just because you could get some more action in there. I don't need vulgar from the movie. I don't need like bad words and push the envelope of PG-13 and have the one allowed F-bomb per PG-13. Like, that's not why I want it to be PG-13. I just want some, good, mature storyline that, hits some hard parts, has some emotional moments, some good action scenes where you got a little bit of blood. Maybe it's saved for just a fight or two. Some scary moments with a couple of boss battles that Link has to encounter, and some well-designed Stalfos knights that look pretty scary, and that would be a good PG-13 film. If it's PG, I think it could also be fine, but you look at what Lord of the Rings did 20 years ago, and that's probably the closest we got to having live-action Legend of Zelda, and that did a lot in the PG-13 setting. So I think that, Zelda could be along those lines. If it has a big budget, then there's going to be no shortcoming of, visual fidelity lost. It's going to be top of the line. This thing is going to be like a 2026, 2027 film, probably. And Nintendo cares about it, which has me stoked. The Mario movie looked gorgeous. I'm a big fan, obviously, so part of this is, heavily backed up by bias. And then I was, going to like Mario. I was supposed to like it, but I loved it. But I really think that it looked good. Like, it looked excellent. The polygon models, everything was sharp. So taking it into Zelda, every tree branch is going to look legit. If they go on scene, they're going to pick the best mountains. They're going to use the best cameras. They're going to have the best costume designers on board. I guess I could say this because it's not giving away anything, not giving away a name. But one of my wife's good friends is a big costume designer and set producer in Hollywood. So as soon as I found this out yesterday, I was like, Kim, you got to text so-and-so and say, I need to be on the Legend of Zelda movie, because Paul needs to be on set, and we need to get him as a background like stunt guy. Like, he'll be a Goron, like he'll be a Hylian soldier, but do it. So she texted her right away. She's like, I need to find out who's making it. Okay, she got that information. She's like, no, I'm gonna do it, like legit. I'm going to try. So is that a guaranteed? But
Paul, can you get us in so we can be extras?
No, that would be so cool.
I just want to be an extra.
Right?
Podcast in.
Yeah. I would fly. I would fly anywhere. I'll fly anywhere. It'd be
and then I could just slide my script into them and say, you guys are doing it wrong. Use this.
I have no idea if she'll even be involved. So it's not like I even know anybody.
Yeah, of course.
Yet, but
I'm kidding.
Since she worked on a lot of
maybe
projects,
they'll go to
Star
England.
Wars stuff, there's a little possibility that she'll be on another big thing, which is Zelda. I heard you all mention a little bit about actors and who would be good or who would you want big star power like Mario did, where every actor had, half a dozen well-known names that really fit, that it could have been someone else of a similar quality, but the star power did help attract. Do you want that for Zelda, or do you want it just for a couple of roles? And I kind of look back to, maybe it was just me, but Lord of the Rings, aside from just a couple, I didn't know everybody in Lord of the Rings. And it was such a big cast that it really worked out well. And one of the stars from that show that, unless if he had something beforehand, was Orlando Bloom. And Orlando Bloom specifically as Legolas, when I saw that in one of the film's trilogy, that he was sliding down in his garb and he fired off 3 arrows in a row. And like, that was so badass. It was so cool. That's Link right there. Hire him. Make a Zelda movie. I mean, it's been 20 years. But the thing is, that was like no insult to the actor, but relatively not known, at least not by me 20 years ago, that guy was big. And he fulfilled a solid role that had a lot of screen time. But then again, there wasn't a main character necessarily in Lord of the Rings. You could argue Frodo was, but, headed ensemble cast. This movie's probably going to be Link getting the majority of the screen time, but we don't know. So I'm kind of tossed between, I would like to have some lack of identity, but good quality actors behind the roles. So you're not like, oh, I'm watching Tony Stark be Ganondorf. Oh, I'm watching, The Rock be Ganondorf. But I think they would do a great job. Not necessarily Tony Stark as Ganondorf, or not even Tony Stark. The name forgot. Robert Downey Jr. as Ganondorf, but maybe The Rock. So not to say they wouldn't, but I don't think I necessarily need big faces, big names attached to them. But that would be cool for a couple of characters to bring in that star power, because there is a little bit of that cool vibe when you have a movie and when you're marketing it that. But
or he could be a Goron, and just because of that,
you could have that kind of thing where they're a heavily make-upped up character. So they're being absorbed into the role, and they're bringing their talent, their acting prowess, and their name, and a little bit of their facial features. But it's almost like when Mark Ruffalo turns into Hulk. That's Mark Ruffalo behind the Hulk and his face. And you're not thinking that it's Mark Ruffalo, the actor, anymore. You're like, dang, that's Incredible Hulk. So you do that, and you have an actor, and that actor is Ganondorf or Darunia or something like that. But with enough CG, with enough that, they're not trying to play themselves. They're really trying to play the role. If I had to pick, I would say get the best people for the job, whether they're big, well-known people or not. Just make this thing like a top quality production. I can't wait. I am like so freaking excited for every component. Like we're in for a whirlwind of the next 3 years probably, where little bits of news are dropping. We're going to have the first announcement today on who's the lead. Stay tuned for who's going to be the co-lead. Now we're announcing the villain.
I think
here's the first piece of music. Here's the title. Here's the first poster. Here's the first trailer. Like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be it's gonna be slow running, but it's gonna be sweet.
Y'all, what is we wearing to the premiere, y'all? We got shopping to do, y'all.
I already went to Amazon and bought the Tears of the Kingdom outfit in plus size because But anyway,
well, we got a few years, so I'm saying, are we doing full out cosplay, or do we want to do after 5 wear? I did ask this question on Twitter. I think I'm going to do after 5 wear.
I think we should.
I became known as the guy at these events that wears the full denim Super Mario Brothers jacket and pants. So if Nintendo teams up with Levi's one more time for Legend of Zelda, I'll probably wear like a full denim Legend of Zelda suit. And if not, I might have to have one made. I know I talked a long time.
Catching
up with all of you, but
every point you made is on point. Every point you made was on point, and basically
thank you for backing me up, Paul, because he was able to summarize what I was saying.
We all agree. We agree that the movie does need some star power. It does not all have to be star power. Like Link could be played by a brand new character, brand new actor, but at least have some star power there to attract some new viewers to the movie.
I think they have to.
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, because if not, it'll be just for us, for fans. And so, it is What do you guys think? Do we do some Q&A?
I can't read, by the way. I mean, I know how to read.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry.
Right now,
No.
No, Paul.
what I'm
Professor
trying to say
Paul.
is I can't read the YouTube chat since I'm on my phone. I apologize. So
No,
I can't.
we'll read
I
it.
don't have access to reading right now.
We'll read them out loud, and you can go ahead and answer them.
Sure.
Paul, no.
That's not,
Oh no, Paul.
oh no.
Wait a minute, y'all. First question from Country Gal Gamer. Thank you for your question. Would Joycey J be stoked if this little heart's in the way, if they cast her as the leading role of Zelda? I would hate it, and I would absolutely say no. I'm too old. I'm sorry. I can't, guys. I know I look good. I'm gorgeous, but any age can be gorgeous. But I'm not 17-year-old gorgeous. I'm not. And also we got to remember, we don't know where we're starting with this story. We don't know if we're starting from childhood and going into teenage adulthood. But if I could be an extra, or if I could be one of the Gerudo women, I can work out, and I can definitely get the assets needed.
Yeah.
All right, so here we have another question here from
I can read that.
Kristen Quinn. Obvious question. What are your cast ideas? So let me go ahead and give my cast ideas, and then you guys can go ahead and pitch in with yours. I do want Tom Holland just because I've seen his acting chops for Link. I want to see Emma Watson as Princess Zelda, just because I saw Zelda has some sort of a British accent. They gave her a British accent in Breath of the Wild, so Emma Watson will be a graceful princess that you will kind of literally fill the entire room.
She definitely bring people in.
Yeah, I would like to see. I want to see Morgan Freeman as a Deku Tree.
Oh, dang. That's a voice.
Yes, as the Deku Tree. Hello, my friend. I am.
That's
here.
so good.
That
is so good.
I'm giving away my video, but I don't care.
That is so good.
So
you heard it here first, y'all.
And who else? I picked the five characters. The 5 characters that have been in most of the Legend of Zelda games. Link, of course, has been in all of them. Zelda, I think, has been in 19 games. Ganon, I think, has been in like 18 games. Beto, Beto is what his name was? Birdo, Beto, Greedo, Gerdo. Not Birdo. No, the guy who sells stuff in the little tent.
Oh, him, the merchant man.
Beetle.
Yeah, he's been in 8 games, and so I picked those 5, and so I want to see. I'm hoping to see this guy as Ganon. What's his name? He's not brand new, but he's actually up and coming now. He's becoming more prominent now, giving him more action roles. He was in office at one point as one of the bosses. You know who I'm talking about?
Terry Crews? No, that was Brooklyn 911.
I freaking love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, he was in the office
Brooklyn Nine-Nine
towards the end. And the episode where Michael Scott got quit his job because he made him quit. What is his name?
Oh, I know. Okay. I know who you're talking about. I think he was actually sexiest man alive, actually. At one point. I think he was sexiest man alive.
I've been watching his movies recently, and he has this presence with all the makeup and all the kind of
did he play Amdo in Marvel?
I think so. Let's see here.
Is he an older gentleman?
No, he's in between. He's still young. I would put him maybe late 30s.
Where?
Because I'm looking up the cast of The Office.
Idris Elba.
There we go. Elba. There you go.
You said The Office.
He was in The Office.
He was.
He was one of the bosses. Yeah, he was the one that took over. He just.
Granted, I haven't seen all the seasons of The Office.
Yeah,
so.
Okay,
Office is my jam.
That ticked Michael off so much that he quit.
Idris, the only thing about him though is he doesn't give me. And first of all, we're just talking. You know, we don't know anything. These are just our picks. But he doesn't give me Ganon, but he does give me Bond.
Yeah.
He too smooth to begin, and because it's like I can't be mad at you. I want to go like have
He
a
was
martini
sexiest
with
man
you.
alive. I don't
And
think
he
Gandalf
is.
could ever win
The thing is
that.
that I think you have to watch different movies to kind of get a glimpse of what his range is. I've seen like very angry.
I like him in Luther.
Yeah.
I like him in Luther. But what I'm saying is that he doesn't. It's not that he couldn't do it. It's just that in the build, he gives off suave. He doesn't really give off.
Yeah.
I'm going to take over the country.
Heard.
Okay, let me hear it, Paul.
Yes.
So I've seen him angry, and I've seen him be a bad version of the otherwise good character he plays. And I like Henry Cavill as Ganondorf, possibly. He's not a jaw. He's pretty tall. He's got good looks.
Jacked.
Yeah.
He's pretty buff and menacing. If you put him against someone who's like 5'8" and younger, there's going to be a good natural height before you do some trick photography and have bigger boots and kind of padding and stuff like that. You look at him as a mad Superman when he gets angry.
Or The Witcher.
Scary. When you look at him with Witcher and they do the eyes and they got the hair slicked back. So now I'm looking at Henry Cavill with the good jaw, being in good shape, with the hair done red and some extra padding and stuff like that, who has a good vocal range and good acting ability. I think he could be a cool bad guy and like a bad guy. So that's kind of an odd choice, but
it's a good one though.
So that's like mine is Henry Cavill for Ganondorf as one attempt. I mean, I haven't really looked at like everybody, and there could be some unknown name people that do Broadway or do daytime TV that are like really good actors that just we don't know about. Like Tobey Maguire was a fantastic Spider-Man, and I'm like, wow, they got a total noob. And people were like, oh no, he's from this, he's from that. I'm like, I've never seen those things.
Yeah.
But Tobey Maguire nailed Peter Parker. So there are those kind of people out there that are born for this role that we just don't know, or we don't follow it big enough to know every small show out there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Henry Cavill, that's one of my picks.
Let's go ahead and get another question we got here.
Wait, Vandy didn't give his.
Go ahead, Vandy.
So for Zelda, I already said I want Taylor Anya-Joy. I've been a massive fan of her ever since Queen. I think it's called Queen's Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my top favorite shows. I know squat about chess. Loved it. So good. And I just feel like she kind of looks like a Zelda. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The vibes.
She has a good aesthetic.
For Link, I wouldn't mind, I guess, to Tom Holland. I'm a massive fan. And I think that people who say he's overrated has only seen him in Spider-Man. I genuinely think people don't understand how good of an actor he is. But I think Timothée Chalamet would be really cool as a Link. I know he's pretty short. He does look a little old, but I loved him in Dune. He kind of has like a whimsical nature about him. Like he's in Wonka, the upcoming Wonka movie.
Chalamet, the kid from Doom.
Yeah, the kid from Dune. And he's now in like Wonka, so I know he can play like a whimsical character a little bit. Yeah. I think that'd be cool. For Beetle, just because I know no one will take him seriously, I want Will Ferrell. I want Will Ferrell as Beetle, because I just feel like he would be the most unserious, hilarious. Like he would be the comic relief Beetle that we would need. Like Beetle would just show up somehow everywhere. Like
Beetle always just randomly shows up.
He does. He always shows up.
Yeah,
I don't know how. I'm like in Wind Waker. I'm getting hit by like cannonballs or some shiznit, and here he comes on his little boat. Want me to sell some stuff? I'm like, dude, I'm under fire. But I feel like Will Ferrell would be a hilarious Beetle. I'm not gonna lie, for Ganondorf, I'm kind of on board with Henry Cavill. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That
would be pretty legendary.
Now that you mentioned it, Paul has very good storytelling abilities. Now I'm convinced.
I definitely think I could see Ganondorf. A couple other ones that I thought of. Definitely, someone mentioned Dave Bautista in my chat. I can't take him serious enough now that he's played Drax. Like he's a pretty good actor and he's jacked. I can't take him seriously. He's Drax to me forever and always. And then Tom Hardy. I don't think he's tall enough, but I love Tom Hardy as Bane from Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like he plays a great villain. But I don't necessarily. I think he's like 5'9". I don't think he's tall enough. So unless you get like a really short Link or you just do really good camera angles, I feel like Tom Hardy could be a pretty crazy Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Intelligent crazy or just crazy?
I think both. Kind of like what Paul was saying with
Okay.
Henry Cavill. Like, I think like when you want him to get ticked off, like during the fight scenes, he could for sure do that. But I also think he's kind of got like, you know, kind of how I guess this is kind of spoilers for Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry. Kind of like, you know, when he was talking to the king, he's a little more suave, a little like underlying, and he's, he's just got nothing good up his sleeve, but he also like, he knows kind of how to smooth talk almost. I think Tom Hardy could also do that. And then also get real mad when he wants to be.
That was a really good fine line.
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Now, for me, like I said, I don't really know if this was being made back in the 2000s and I've said this before, a young Orlando Bloom and the girl who played opposite him in Pirates of the Caribbean. The girl who played Elizabeth, her name is Keira something.
Keira Knightley.
Thank you. At that age, dye his hair blonde, give him a dirty blonde and some blue contacts. Oh, that would have been
already Legolas. He looked it.
He looked it in Lord of the Rings. So I'm not really sure who could do Link and Zelda now. It's kind of a fine line between soft and sharp features. So there's that. But I've already had my picks for Ganondorf. I said I would like Joe Manganiello because I think he has I don't think he does have the nose. He has the height. Dude's like 6'6" or 6'5", something like that. He's really tall. Has the this and he's an overall nice guy. I've actually met him once. He's an overall nice guy. The Rock, if we want star power, because Joe Manganiello unfortunately isn't as big a star as I wish he was. But now that Paul says Henry Cavill, I'm kind of like I'm kind of feeling that.
Yeah, I think he got
that's a good one.
Yeah. And I like Henry Cavill. That's why I'm a Superman. I'm his Superman fan. Like his version. I love Henry Cavill. Yeah. So whatever, put Henry Cavill as Link. I watch it.
Somebody had brought up
6'4" Link.
Right.
Somebody brought up Michael Fassbender. I don't know
who that is.
I looked him up. I'm looking him up right now. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what he's been in.
Yeah, no, he was in Eternals.
Oh, okay.
He was in Eternals, and I think he was also in X-Men.
How tall is he? Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. We can work with camera angles because I never knew Prince was as short as he was.
Yeah.
And the way camera angles made him look like on TV and when he would do shows, plus he wore heels. You would think he was at least like about 5'8", 5'9", and I found out he was like 5'1", and I remember being shocked. I was like, really? So yeah, and then Country Girl Gamer, she had made another comic. Oh, you just put it down, Mike. It was a different one, the one before this one.
Yeah, I was up there. I left out there for a while. Which one was it?
I forgot what it was. It was the one right before this one.
Adam Sandler
for Beetle.
That was gonna be. I saw the question. Adam Sandler would have to be Beetle. Unserious
or Will
character.
Ferrell.
Or Will Ferrell. Or Michael Scott. Like just some unserious, hilarious Jim Carrey. I don't care.
Yeah,
he's got to be some comedian. Kevin Hart.
It can't be. If it's gonna be like a comedic kind of like like Will Ferrell. It can't be Steve Carell anymore because Steve Carell already showed he has acting chops from here to the moon.
Steve Carell's so good.
Do you give the role of Tingle to Jack Black? Because Jack Black would wear the spandex and
he would own it though, y'all.
He would own it, and he would be a pretty hilarious Tingle.
Can I change my link?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I change my link? This guy's probably a little too old to play him, but just shave him and make him look young. Kit Harington, he played Jon Snow in Game of Thrones.
Kit has the features.
Kit Harington, make him look young, make him look shorter. I don't care. One of my favorite actors ever since Game of Thrones ended. I am obsessed with this man. Make him play Link.
I would like him as I thought about Kit too, but he is but like I said, it depends on what age we're going with.
Kid Link
in the story.
Yeah,
But if we're going with a good, I think he could still pull 25, 26. Though,
yeah, he could definitely pull 25, 20. He's 36 now, but like just no facial hair.
Yeah, and he need a job.
Yeah, it depends on whether what they'll do in the movie is kind of towards the beginning present Link and Zelda and how their relationship is built from like kids
probably
and growing up, right? And like their childhood and stuff. So we get to see Kid Link and Zelda as a kid, and then growing up in Hyrule and the town and everything, and then all of a sudden we're presented with the issue. It depends on where they go, you know. I mean, all I know is that they're probably going to go very introductory towards the general audience to make sure that we all see and understand the story, you know. So
shout out to Kristen Quinn. She said Winston Duke is canon. I didn't think about.
Cool.
He's
not actually very well known. He was in Black Panther.
We are vegetarians.
But he's a good dude. I actually thought of Michael B. Jordan as well because I think he just plays a good film, but I don't think he's jacked enough. I don't think he's that tall. Like I just love him. I want him in every movie.
Winston Duke, I can see him. Yeah, I can see him.
Winston Duke has he's more of a basketball build, so he's more this way instead of that way.
On the court for sure.
We can also have Jackie Chan as Beetle.
Jackie Chan we ain't disrespecting Jackie like that now.
He'd be Ganondorf.
Jackie Chan.
A young Jackie Chan would make a good Link.
Oh yeah, for sure. What
were you gonna say, Paul?
If I was 20 years younger, I'd make a good Link.
Yes, you would, honey. You sure would, cousin. So, chat, do y'all have any other questions?
I'll play Link.
Yeah.
No, we're just gonna push the A button. It's gonna be chat plays Legend of Zelda movie, and it's all gonna be based off of our options.
I want the right cast to be. I mean, obviously, we want the right cast for any movie, you know. But we care about this so much because the Legend is one of our favorite things. Mm-hmm. But if it has sequels, I kind of want the main two characters of Link and Zelda to be like 20-year-olds, so they
pretty young.
Last in this role for a while because maybe they have like a flashback. Maybe they show us, 10-year-old Link and Zelda played by, 13-year-old actors or something like that. And that's for a little bit of the movie. I don't think they're going to do anything like they're telling Ocarina of Time, the film, Skyward film. I think it's going to be an amalgamation of Legend of Zelda stuff that kind of has inspirations from this or that. And it might be a little bit leaning towards one, but I think it's going to be its own property, but assuming that it's good enough and big enough and does $1 billion plus and has a sequel, I'd kind of like to see the same actors continue, unless it's, technically the Legend of Zelda has multiple Zeldas and multiple Links as they get reincarnated every so often. And that's why maybe it is a different Zelda and Link going forward, but it's hard to say in that. I mean, we don't even know.
Yeah, that works for us for gamers, but in the mainstream media, having a different actor play Link in every movie doesn't work. No, people get attached to that one Link, to that one actor, and they want to see him succeed and see what else he's onto. Than having a different Link in the movie, it'll
Now,
both Zeldas and Links in game, despite having different visual styles, look comparable. Like, but they would always look like, that's the same character, just drawn differently or more polygon.
They all don't speak.
That's why.
Yeah. Impa is another character that is in most Legend of Zelda games, right?
But here's the thing. But which version of Impa? Because we've seen a young Impa, a very, very, very old Impa.
Very old.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Yeah. I think we might see a semi-mother figure Impa to Zelda.
If you want a buff-looking Impa,
take like a fighter
from the WWE, like Charlotte Flair, and that's a good Impa.
Okay.
I already got my good Impa.
Bam.
I forgot her name. It's the girl from Shang-Chi and the 10, 12, 13. I don't know how many rings she has.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings?
Yeah.
Who?
Forgot her name.
Okay. I was like, I got the movie. I don't know who.
Shang-Chi. That's how I remember stuff. This is from movie stuff. Shang-Chi and the Legend of Zelda. I don't know if it rings.
I would have to. It would depend because there's so many versions of Impa. She was Granny, right? In Skyward Sword. Paul, you're okay, right?
Yep, I'm getting into my car.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Just got worried there.
All right, her name is Aquafina.
Oh, Aquafina.
Aquafina. Yeah, she has a great raspy voice. And she's also funny too. The way.
Okay, so she was the sister.
Best friend.
In Shang-Chi. Oh, okay, best friend.
Yeah,
friend. Yeah, definitely best friend.
Yeah. So having her like next to Zelda, kind of with her witty remarks, kind of like keeping the boys away and stuff, and Zelda, like I can see her kind of like be more protective. Plus, she's a really good martial artist.
Very good martial artist.
Yeah, so it's very good for the show as well. So if she is also like her actual bodyguard, I can see that happening.
Old enough.
Paul looks like he's in one of those movie sets that have like those black and white things in the background, where the movie set, it looks like the car's actually moving, but it's not.
Maybe I'm a legend.
Car simulator.
Oh.
Don't do that to us, Paul. Even if you find out information, don't tell us, or don't tell me.
That's probably gonna be pretty slim.
Only if you can just like take me with you. That's the only way I want to know. Joyce, just fly out to this destination at this time, at this date. It has to do with Zelda. Other than that, I don't want to know.
Oh yeah, Juan says Aquafina always sounds sick. Yeah, it's her voice. So she's like,
yeah, she got that raspy voice.
She got the raspy voice. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The Macy Gray voice.
It doesn't look like it comes from her, right? Like the voice. It's hilarious. Can Jack Black play him? Yeah, he can. I'm pretty sure he can.
Jack Black just plays every character.
Yeah, he'll play every character.
I'm trying to think. I wonder if he would make a good Girahim. I'm just thinking.
Who's Jack
I'm
Black?
not saying Girahim is going to even be in the movie, but
Yeah.
I was thinking, could Jack Black make a good Girahim? I don't know. He has the crazy for it, but does he have the seriousness for it as well? Because Girahim's one of my favorite characters. But you have to understand who Girahim is, though. Girahim is...
He's a Jim Carrey
he's extremely... He's one of those serial killer types where he's totally going to like make you breakfast as he slowly and very, very painfully tortures you.
Okay, I don't think Girahim is good for this movie. Moving forward.
But that's the thing. He that's what I got from playing Skyward Sword. That's how I characterize him. Yeah. And you have to remember, Skyward Sword is, it's not gory or gross or anything. Girahim was just like, I'm just so tired of you. Can you please leave me alone? I'm trying to help my master take over the world. Don't make me kill you. I will kill you. And then at the end, he just goes full blown crazy, Yeah. So yeah. Yeah,
it's not good for small audiences like a real live action version of Girahim. It reminds me a little bit of the Joker, that kind of passive aggressive kind of thing.
I don't know. Well, we'll find out in the future.
We'll find out. We'll find out for sure. So we got so Impa is I think Impa's gonna be in there because Impa's like a kind of like a main character there, almost, right? She's almost in every. I looked up the characters just to get an idea of what characters they can focus on, and characters that have been in most of the games, right? And so of course Link was the number one. He's been in everything. Then after that, Zelda. I think Zelda hasn't been in 2-3 games from the series, and then I know is it Beetle? I keep saying Beetle or Birdo or
Beetle,
right?
It's like the bug beetle, except that's why he loves beetles.
He's been in 9 other games, so he's been in a lot of those, and then every other character is 5, 3, 2, 1, one time like that. So interesting. Zelda movie is happening, my friends. I don't know about you, but I'm getting my tickets right after this podcast ends. Getting my ticket, getting in line, getting a tent, and going to the movie theater and just dressed as Link with my master sword, my shield, and my cup of cocoa, and stay there all night until the movie arrives. All right, my friends. I think that's the podcast, right? We shared what we feel about Zelda. We took some questions. We heard from Paul, and then we're excited about the possibility of having this live action movie. It's not a possibility anymore. It's a fact. It's happening. We're gonna see it.
We're in the perfect timeline, guys.
The question is, when will they announce the cast? Because I know that's the next thing. I
think 2025. That's my guess.
I think 2024. I think 2024.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
In the next Nintendo Direct in February.
Hey,
February.
Hey, they
Not
did
on Pokemon Day.
They did announce the cast of Mario in a Direct. So
they did.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows?
I'm excited though.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. It's nerve-wracking. And also, guys, one more thing. Tomorrow they're announcing the nominees for the Game Awards. That's another
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I thought that was next week.
A live stream.
I thought that was next week.
Was it?
Isn't it? It's on the 13th.
Wait, they changed it. He said tomorrow. What would he change it?
I thought he said he was working on it today.
So,
like they were preparing for it.
Right,
hold on, y'all. We got a fact check. Hold on. Because
Did you talk about any of the Nintendo sales from the quarter report?
We don't know those off the top of our head like you do, Paul.
132 plus million Nintendo Switches out there. Out of the 132 million, 117 million active users. So over 83% of the Nintendo Switch install base is actively playing the console almost 7 years in.
The rest are sitting on my shelf.
I got 2 right here.
Yeah,
over 28 million Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. A nice percentage of people that are subscribed to the service. Nintendo Switch,
you should subscribe to this channel.
Yeah, you should subscribe. First half of the fiscal year has done better than almost any other first half of a fiscal year. Yet Nintendo was still conservatively saying 15 million for the full year, which ends March 31st. That means they're probably expecting a smaller holiday season and about a comparable regular January 1st through March 31st season. Mm-hmm. But they're going to hit it. They'll be at over 140 by March 31st.
And not only that,
that's the quick.
we've heard the best confirmation. I think to me, the Zelda movie was really great, and the sales were awesome too. Fantastic. But the fact that Nintendo confirmed that the Nintendo Switch will continue to get support, like for they're gonna break the cycle of stopping support of a console just because of a life cycle. Yeah. And so that goes together with what Miyamoto said, that their system, their software, how they build games now, what they're using, is easier now to kind of go back and forward between generations than ever. So from Nintendo Switch up, I can expect the Nintendo Switch to be around for at least 5 to 7 more years with service, which is pretty good for Nintendo Switch owners out there who just got the Switch, who are just getting it for the holidays. And it just overall great news. It's great news for all Nintendo fans. So
one more thing I did want to confirm: Game Award nominations are next Monday, November the 13th. I'm reading straight from their Twitter page, X, whatever. And it's going to be 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern.
So there's a live stream. There's a live stream that with the nominations. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll see if I can go ahead and stream it on the channel and get that going. And in the next podcast, you know what it's going to be about.
Hopefully, I will not be on
Zelda movie.
So the what?
No, they're not.
He said Zelda movie again.
Just give me the
I mean,
Zelda
if we
movie.
get any
Game
more
of the Year is
news,
winner.
Who knows, right? When do we get the cast?
So exciting.
Tomorrow.
Well, I mean, I don't think they've picked anybody, especially since the actor strike like literally just ended, like right around the beginning of the podcast. We found out
It ended.
It
ended.
ended. So I don't think they've even picked. So even if they've picked anybody, they're probably not going to share that early. But it would be nice because I know how Nintendo does things sometimes. If they've had some kind of little teaser or something that they would be willing to show off at the Game Awards. It'll just show the back of Link's head or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
And it'll be like the wide span of Hyrule or something like that. It'll be like 5 seconds, and then it'll say Legend of Zelda coming soon or eventually.
The only way they can do that is if they already have the cast. Right?
True.
Not if it's the back of his head. That could be the back of anybody's head.
Imagine being known as the guy who's the back of Link's head.
I would love to see the Master Sword just laying there, like the camera panning.
It's right there.
Master Sword just right there.
That could work.
Like in the ground, like by the Great Deku Tree, like.
And then we just see the hand try to pull it up. That would be it. Okay. See, this is why Nintendo need to hire us.
Oh yeah, right.
We know what we're doing.
They watch us. Hi, Miyamoto. Hi.
Hey, Mr. Anuma.
We got coffee next week.
Anywho.
All right, my friends. I think that's gonna do it for the podcast today. We had a lot of fun talking Zelda and the movie. So much excitement is in the air because we know that something is officially. It's no more speculation, guys. There's no more speculation. You know, from here on out, what we're gonna do is just talk about the movie when we do. We know it's coming. We can get to guess who's gonna be in it until they actually announce it. From that point on, then we'll handle the backlash because there will be a backlash when they announce the movie, the cast. No matter who they announce, we know there's somebody's gonna be upset about it. So no matter who us, spread the joy, spread the cheer, and goodness of the Legend of Zelda and the news and stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome, amazing. And on behalf of the Nintopics Podcast, Vandy, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Vandy323. I do a lot of Pokemon content. Got a lot of insane stuff coming to try and end the year. If we can hit 100K by the end of the year, that would be insane. That is the goal. Not 100% sure if that's realistically possible, but definitely going to do my best to try and push there. But I'm also on Twitch a little bit, Vandy_323. Just kind of stream whatever over there. Would love to stream Zelda, but just haven't gotten to yet, even though I've already beaten all of the games. But yeah, definitely make sure if you like Pokemon, that's an awesome place to be for sure.
And Joycey J, where can we find you?
I am Joycey J. I'm just a crazy old lady who likes video games. You can find me on Twitter at DJ Joycey. And I am happy to answer any of your Zelda questions or Zelda lore questions. Or if you need help in a level of one of the games at some boss, hit me up.
Paul Gale Network, where can we find you?
On YouTube at Paul Gale Network and on Twitter/X at Paul Gale Network as well. If you like some video game sales, news updates, some rumblings and stuff like that, that's what you could expect on those channels. Sometimes an unboxing video and other kind of fun stuff. Now you got me talking about. Well, now you got me thinking about boss battles, though, Mike.
Right.
So when we go off, my drive home, I'm going to be in boss battle mode. Ooh, what kind of bosses do I want?
Right.
That's me.
And here you can find me at the Odyssey Monday through Friday. We have some Nintendo news. Sometimes, guys, if I take a break from a day, like if you don't hear news one day, because I'm having some kind of eye spasm issue, whatever drama things going on, but then the next day I'll have news for you. But I'm working on news when I do newer content and give you guys more entertaining content. One of the new series is coming up. It's called Treasures from Etsy or Etsy Treasures. Nintendo Treasure Etsy's. And I have something in my hand that's going to drive you guys nuts. Speaking of The Legend of Zelda, this artist just sent me this. And it's the first thing. It's the first. Just to give you a teaser of the episode. It's the first time I've seen anything like it. Okay, and I'm smelling it. Personally, love the smell because it is what it is. But I'll give you like a little teaser.
Ooh. Ooh.
Look at that.
What is it?
That's super cool.
Is that etched in wood?
Etched in wood. It's art
Cool.
That is
in
so
wood.
cool.
And that is Princess Zelda there. There's more here that I want to show you that is just incredible. He's an artist. He's going to be featured in Treasures and Etsy, along with other artists that are there. I'm still waiting for things to finish the episode. But I'm going to do that. I'm going hunting for like really rare stuff in the world of Nintendo. There's going to be a lot more content that I'm doing for the channel. Other than daily news and stuff, it's still going to be around. But just to bring you guys a little more entertainment, a little more value for your buck and for your eyes, your eyeballs, because I want to make sure your eyeballs are happy and stuff. So yeah, you catch me here at the Odyssey, also here every Wednesday at the Nintopics Podcast, and at Mike Odyssey YT, and Twitter and Instagram. And one more thing, next Wednesday at the podcast, doing a giveaway.
Ooh.
All you gotta do is bring a friend. All you gotta do is bring a friend. If you bring a friend to your next podcast, and the friend is live here, then you and your friend could be chosen as the winner. Okay. So that's all you gotta do. And we'll talk more then in the next podcast. All you gotta do is bring a friend. That's all you gotta do. All right, guys, that is gonna do it for the Nintopics Podcast here with Randy323, Paul Gill Network, and the one and only Joyce CJ here at the Odyssey. Thank you guys so much for watching. You are amazing. You look great, and I hope to see you next Wednesday here at the Odyssey. Before we let you go, we got 2 things we have to let you know. Number 1, never give up. And number 2,
Journey on.
Peace.
What a way to end it, Mike.
The balloon.
At least they go away this time.
Hey, hold on. So can I do this now?
In the stream, man.
That's good, right?
That works.